Hey guys, welcome back to Base Station DB. So I'm going to make this intro short today because we actually had the biggest turnout to our tournament that we've ever had, with a bunch of the Nottingham lot turning up and some returning faces as well. So without further ado, we're going to jump straight into the review. Okay, so going into round one, we have Jonathan versus Simon. This is Jonathan's first tournament. He's one of the Nottingham lot that's come down. Very competitive player, so you'll be seeing a lot more of him during this tournament and his abilities. But here we go anyway, round one's off. And pretty quickly into the first battle, Jonathan takes the first point. Second battle, Jonathan using the hover wyvern here. The first time we're seeing this at one of our locals, so this is a interesting choice for a lot of us that are local, but it does get pocketed by Simon there, so it's 2-1 to Simon going into the third blades.
3, 2, 1.
Few mad extreme dashes there from Jonathan's Aero Pegasus, but he gets the burst in the end, so now he takes the lead. He just needs a point here on the reshuffle to take the round.
3, 2, 1.
Goes to that hover wyvern again. And gets pocketed for a second time, and Simon takes the victory in round one. There's 7 matches per round, as we have 14 players this week. So this second match now is Leslie versus Justin, another one of the Nottingham lot, making his first appearance in our local tournament. Justin going with the wizard rod here, Leslie using the phoenix wing that he's well known for using now. But as we head towards what looks like a stamina victory here, Justin takes the first point with the wizard rod, the much expected outcome when that sort of battle goes to a spin finish. Anyway, into the second blades here. Aggressive start from Leslie here, and he gets the pocket on Jazz, now making it 2-1. Third blades here. Aggressive start from Leslie, but now that Cobalt Dragoon of Justin starts to put in some work. As we look like we're etching closer to a Cobalt Dragoon spin win here. Yep, so it's 2-2 now, and on the reshuffle, each player needs 2 points. So
3, 2, 1.
here we go. Jazz launching the wizard rod. I'm not 100% sure what Leslie's using on this occasion. But that wizard rod manages to get the pocket on Leslie there, so Jazz takes round 1 in his match. The next match is Perry versus Jocelyn. Jocelyn is another one of the Nottingham lot. Perry is a long-time friend of mine, making his first appearance this week. And Perry does get the pocket in the end, so he's 2-0 up in his first competitive match.
3, 2, 1.
Second round's underway here, few heavy hits early on. As Perry misses a few of those extreme dashes. As we come towards a spin finish here. Jocelyn just... Oh, sorry, Perry just gets the point, my bad. Perry just needs a point now to see this round out. Jocelyn has it all to do here, but she does have the Aero Pegasus out. There's a fair few people running Pegasus today. But Perry gets the extreme and takes his first victory. And then we now have Jamie versus Adam.
3, 2, 1.
Few heavy hits early on, but none of them seeming too menacing, none of them going anywhere near the pockets, as we look like we're edging towards a spin victory here. but Jamie takes the point in the end. So it's 1-0 to him now. Jamie now going with the wizard rod, Adam with the silver wolf. Looking like another stamina win is on the horizon here. Although Jamie takes all 3 points there, as Adam seems to pocket himself after a little bit of contact. This match though is now young Josh versus Dan. A few extreme dashes early on that missed the mark.
And that's 1-0 to Dan.
And Dan takes the first point there. Going into the second blades here now. Josh using that heavy tilt on his launch, if none of you have noticed. It's a little tactic he's been using all day. I think he's been trying to ratchet snipe. But we look like we're going towards a spin victory here. And Dan takes the second point. Going into the third blades now.
3, 2, 1.
Josh going with that tilt again. You can hear him there just saying hit the ratchet, hit the ratchet. He's definitely got a game plan today anyway, has young Josh.
2-1, reshuffle.
And he manages to get the point there on the reshuffle.
1.
Big heavy hit early on there. That wizard rod massively tilted. Both blades quite tilted here though late game, but Josh manages to see it through. He now levels it up to 2-2.
2, 1.
Heavy hit early on from Josh here. All to play for in this round between these two competitors. And Josh ends up taking the lead there for the first time in the match. He just needs a point to seal it now.
2, 1.
Going with the heavy tilt again. And Josh takes the point just in the end. We now have Kane versus Frankie. Heavy hit early on by Kane, and he manages to get the extreme as well.
3, 2, 1.
He just needs a point now, Kane, as he launches that wizard rod, but Frankie replies with a pocket on him to make this match interesting.
Blade is set. 3, 2, 1.
Big heavy hits early on there. Each player avoiding the pockets though. Both blades tilting, losing their spin there, but Kane manages to hold on and takes the win. The final match of the first round now is myself versus Alex, another one of the Nottingham lot that turned up today. I'm out there with the wizard rod on 160 hexa, hoping it can do what it was built to do, but it does get me the first point. It's now Phoenix Wing versus Rod. First time I've ran Phoenix Wing in a competitive tournament, probably since my first tournament, but then goes and gets himself pocketed. So it's 2-1 to Alex, who goes with the Aero Pegasus here as I launch my Silver Wolf, hoping to just stay out of the way of it, but I do end up taking a few heavy hits there. Does my Silver Wolf have enough in the tank though? As we look like we're heading towards a stamina win there. Silver Wolf does manage to pull through for me there, so it's 2-2 going into the reshuffle, and it's a rematch of the last battle. Wolf versus Pegasus again. Can I have the same kind of luck I did last time around? Absolutely not. Alex gets the pocket on me and takes the round. Round 2 now, we have Jamie versus Jazz. We've got a rod off at the start of the battle.
2, 1.
A lot of wizard rods tonight, a lot of Aero Pegasuses knocking about, a lot of Cobalt Dragoons as well. So as you can imagine, there's quite a few mirror matches in this particular tournament. with a big influx of competitive players today. We've also had a lot of competitive blades being used, which just makes things a hell of a lot more interesting, I suppose. But Jazz takes the first point there. It's now Pegasus versus Wolf.
3, 2, 1.
Few heavy hits early on. As both dance around the extreme rail, and after flirting with the pocket, he does end up in the pocket in the end, does Jamie, and Justin takes the 2 points going into the last battle. And just as quickly as it starts, Jazz gets the extreme and takes the round. We now have Alex versus Jocelyn. I believe it's Wizard Rod versus Aero Pegasus right now. I think it's Wizard Rod anyway. But Alex does get the pocket on Jocelyn there to take a 2-0 lead. It's now another Rod versus Pegasus match, but the opposite way around this time.
2, 1.
And pretty impressive looking stadium out there in the end.
Play the set. 3, 2.
Although I must have called it as a relaunch there as we go into the next battle.
3, 2.
3-2 to Alex now.
3, 2, 1. Contact.
A few X dashes around the stadium there, missing, but we look like we're heading towards another spin finish here. It's 3-3 now, so each player needs a point, and they're both going with the Aero Pegasus here, which made this a very hard thing to judge. But it did turn out that Jocelyn got the extreme on Alex there, so Jocelyn wins. We now have Parry versus Kane. And a hefty burst sees Kane take the 2-point lead.
3, 2, 1. Contact.
We now have Wizard Rod versus... I'm not too sure, but Kane does get the pocket on Perry there. And that was a quick little battle there. Kane getting a clean sweep, not very often that happens. Josh versus Simon now. Josh going with that heavy tilted launch again. Although it doesn't seem to have favoured him this time. But he just manages to hold out there. Although it didn't look like it was going too well for him there. So Josh is 1-0 up going into the second round.
3, 2, 1. Contact.
A few heavy hits early on as we look like we're settling into a stamina battle here. And Josh manages to pick up the second point of the match with the Wizard Rod on with the spin finish there. Going into the third round here. Simon still looking to put points on the board, but Josh completely knocks him out of the stadium, taking a clean sweep and winning his second round. We now have Dan versus Leslie.
Play the set. 3, 2, 1.
And an unfortunate pocket for Dan there in the extreme zone, and Leslie takes a 3-0 lead. And just as quick as he takes the lead, he takes the match as well with another extreme finish, winning the match 6-0. We now have Jonathan versus Frankie. And a quick trip around the extreme rail before a huge burst gives Jonathan the 2-point lead going into the second blades here. We look like we're going towards another stamina end here to this battle. And Jonathan takes the third point. He only needs a point now to seal the victory as he launches the Aero Pegasus against what I believe is a Silver Wolf there. A few heavy hits from both blades. But the game seems to be settling into a spin win for Frankie, who now has a lifeline on the reshuffle here. Jonathan still looking for that 1 point to seal the victory. As he goes with that Wizard Rod against Silver Wolf, I believe, again here. So we can already assume this is going down to stamina. But the Wizard Rod just has enough, and Jonathan takes the points there. My game of the second round is against Adam. Excuse me. Each of us go with Wizard Rod, but I managed to get a quick burst on Adam's Wizard Rod. The burst came before the extreme though. Going into the second blades here. My Phoenix Wing against what I believe is a Silver Wolf as well. There's a fair few Silver Wolves knocking around now. Well, I guess it's Sterling Wolf. Has a Hasbro release now, but yeah, Adam takes the point there. It's now my turn to use my Wolf, and I get a burst on Adam there, taking my first win of the tournament. I'm now 1-on-1. Third round here, we got Jazz versus Kane. A few hefty hits early on, and Jazz puts Kane into that pocket.
3, 2, 1.
Second round here, we have another rod off. All too familiar occurrence at this point. Jazz donning that golden Wizard Rod though, for those wondering whose was whose. Absolutely beautiful looking Beyblade, I must admit. And Jazz manages to get the point. He only needs one to seal the victory here. Kane still needs to put points on the board in this battle after a quick win in his last round. But after a little bit of contact, Jazz gets the extreme finish on Kane, seeing his round out 6 points to 0. We now have Frankie versus Leslie. As this first battle seems to settle down into what looks like it was gonna be a spin finish, but Leslie gets the burst on Frankie towards the end of the battle there. Second blades here. And a quick double tap into the extreme zone just to make sure Frankie stays in there, and Leslie takes the win there. We now have Adam versus Dan.
3, 2, 1.
Adam with the Wolf getting the quick pocket on Dan. Oh, sorry, the other way around, sorry. So Dan getting the quick pocket on Adam. My bad. But Adam replies with an extreme finish to make it 3-2. Adam looking to seal it with that Wizard Rod there. Just needs the point. Can he get it though? Or will Dan have an answer to that Wizard Rod? But Adam...
3, 2, 1.
Wait a minute. And Dan gets the victory there in the end. Sorry, I kind of confused myself a little bit there. I think I got Perry versus Jonathan now. And Perry takes the first point now.
3, 2, 1. Contact.
And Jonathan manages to bring it back to 1-1.
3, 2, 1.
Third blades here. And a pocket for Perry. Sees him only need a point to see it out now. I think this is the reshuffle as well. Jonathan going with the Pegasus here. And a huge burst sees him equalise here. Each player only needs a point. So it's winner takes all in this round. Perry with the beat Tyranno there. Against Wizard Rod. And Jonathan managed to get the pocket on Perry. We now have Jamie versus Alex.
Ready, set. 3, 2, 1.
Alex donning the new Pegasus blast here. But unfortunately we don't get to see too much of it as it gets extreme finished pretty early on here. Jamie just needs a point now. But manages to get an extreme finish, which is a little overkill there, as he wins his battle 6-0. We now have Josh versus Jocelyn. But as soon as the first battle starts, Josh takes the pockets. We now have a rod off here. This game looks like it's going to settle into a spin victory as well for one of these two. But Jocelyn pulls one back there. Josh now with the Phoenix. I think Jocelyn's also got the same here. So we've got a mirror match here. And she pulls it back to 2-2 on the reshuffle here.
3, 2, 1.
Each player needs 2 points to win. Jocelyn makes it 3-2 there, so she only needs a point herself. Both players are choosing to go with Wizard Rod here. Jocelyn donning the green one as Josh uses the yellow one.
2 more rounds.
And an all too familiar prospect with a rod off. It looks like we're going towards another spin end to this one as Jocelyn takes the victory. We now have myself versus Simon.
3, 2, 1.
Going out there with my Phoenix, who almost knocks his bay into the extreme zone there. But it looks like I will settle with a point in the first battle there. Second battle, and I go with my Wizard Rod here. Not 100% on what Simon's using, but Wizard Rod manages to get the pocket. I only need a point to see it out. And now I have my Silver Wolf to hopefully do that for me. But as soon as I send it out there, it gets knocked into the pocket, and it's 3-2, makes this a little bit more interesting. On the reshuffle though, I do get to go with the ever reliable Wizard Rod, who gets an extreme finish in the end. As we head into round 4. Round 4 we have Jazz versus Josh.
2, 1.
Jazz with the golden Wizard Rod again, as he gets a big hit there on Josh. And sees out a spin victory.
2, 1.
It's now Pegasus versus Rod, and Justin puts Josh's Rod straight into that pocket there. Just needs a point now. Josh opting to go with that heavy tilt still. It's a beautiful black Cobalt Dragoon that Jazz has there, by the way. But Josh gets the point now. It's now Aero Pegasus versus Wizard Rod. And the longer this goes on, the longer it favours Josh here. As he pulls it back to 3-2.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go again. Jazz with that golden rod again. And he manages to take home the win in the end.
So we
now have Perry versus Dan.
4th round. Ladies set. Ladies set. 3, 2, 1.
And their 4th round is underway here. Big burst though. Sees Perry take the 2-0 lead.
Set. 3, 2, 1.
Second round, big extreme dash there. Few heavy hits and another burst. This time in Dan's favour. Going into the third blade here. And a quick pocket, sorry, there for Dan. Sees him take the win. We now have Adam versus Frankie.
3, 2, 1.
I think each of them are using Silver Wolf there. Although don't quote me, I believe so though. Excuse me. As this looks like it's heading towards a spin win for Frankie there. Second blades.
Blade is set. 3, 2, 1.
Big extreme dash or two missing there. The Wizard Rod just looks to do what Wizard Rod does, which is spin forever. And Adam did get the spin win in the end, as the Frankie's blade did stop spinning before the rod went into the pocket. Adam also then gets a second spin victory, making it 2-1. Couple missed X dashes there, but Adam takes the point there. He just needs a single point to see this out now.
2, 1.
As this game seems to be settling into another spin end here.
3, 2.
But Frankie is the one that gets the point now.
Blade is set. 3, 2, 1.
And a quick burst sees Frankie turn the tables on Adam altogether there and take the victory. We now have Jocelyn versus Leslie.
3, 2, 1.
And Leslie with that Phoenix Wing, Jocelyn with the Aero Pegasus. Each of them getting some heavy hits early on, heavy enough to knock my deck box that Leslie was borrowing off the table. So yeah, just goes to show how aggressive the start to that battle was. But Jocelyn takes the spin win.
2, 1.
Second blades. And Jocelyn manages to knock Leslie into that side pocket. She only needs a point now to seal the victory. And as soon as the battle starts, it pretty much ends, and Jocelyn takes the win. We have Kane versus Jamie now.
3, 2, 1.
Few heavy hits early on. As Jamie puts Kane in that pocket in the end, taking the 2-0 lead. We have Cobalt Dragoon versus Wizard Rod, and Kane manages to get the pocket on Jamie's Dragoon now. Third blades now though. And Jamie's out there with the Wizard Rod on this occasion. Against the, I believe it's a dagger dram or a sword dram, one of the two. I forget which one is. But yeah, Jamie's 3-2 up now, just needs a point. So it naturally goes for that Wizard Rod. Kane also does the same. As we head towards the climax of yet another rod off here, as we can all sort of tell what the outcome is going to be. It's definitely going to be a Wizard Rod that wins anyway, and it's definitely going to be a spin win. But it's Kane that gets the point, and now they each need a point to seal it. But Jamie gets the pocket on Kane, who is obviously a great sportsman now, rubbing it in a little bit there with Kane. We've got Alex versus Simon now though, and Simon gets a quick early pocket on Alex, so you get the 2 points in early.
3, 2, 1.
Second blades. Alex with the Wizard Rod. Simon with, I believe, is a raw tire on it. I'm not too sure.
2-1.
Don't quote me on that. It's 2-1 now though to Simon as Alex manages to get a point back and quickly gets a pocket with that Pegasus Blast to make it 3-2. Alex only needs a point now, but Simon manages to get a huge burst on her there and flips this match on its head and takes home the victory. We now have Jonathan versus myself, Phoenix Wing versus Cobalt Dragoon to start this round off. And Jonathan manages to get the pocket on my Phoenix Wing there. So I'm 2-0 down here. Each of us decide to go with Wizard Rod as well. Now I was a little bit concerned about this because I'm running 160 Hexa, so I don't expect myself to really outspin other Wizard Rods. As I'm sure you can imagine here, Jonathan takes the third point. It's now Pegasus versus Wolf. And I really need to start trying to pull this battle back here. But I don't have the opportunity to do so as Jonathan pockets me again and takes a 5-0 victory over me there. So it's not my best round, that's for sure. We now have Jazz versus Jocelyn. And Jazz takes the pocket on Jocelyn now. It's 2-0 now.
3, 2, 1.
Second Blades, it's now a Pegasus versus Wizard Rod. But Jocelyn ends up unfortunately taking the extreme there, and Jazz takes a 5-0 win there. We now have Perry versus Frankie. This is round 5 now. Our last round before top cut, which is certainly not looking good for me so far in this tournament anyway.
Second blade. Ladies set. 3, 2, 1.
Going into the second blades here. Frankie with the 1-0 lead. As this game settles into a stamina battle here.
1-1.
And Perry pulls it back to 1-1.
Ladies set.
Third blades here.
2, 1.
And a huge burst gives Perry the 2-point lead now, the 2-point cushion. He just needs a point to seal this now.
2, 1.
Frankie with it all to do here. But one extreme finish could see her take the victory there. That's all it takes in Beyblade sometimes, just that one extreme finish. Just like that. But unfortunately it goes the opposite way around to Perry, and Perry takes the win. Now it's Alex versus Adam.
Ladies set. 3, 2, 1.
Pegasus Blast out against the Silver Wolf here. He gets a huge burst on the Wolf, and Alex takes a 2-0 victory. 2-0 victory, 2-0 lead even. Second round here.
Set. 3, 2, 1.
Quite a passive start to this battle here. As we speed through the middle section of this battle here, as Alex manages to take a 3-0 lead now. It's now Arrow Pegasus versus Wizard Rod. Alex looking to seal it now, and gets the pocket on Adam there and takes the victory. We now have Josh versus Leslie.
Is it recording? 1. 2-0.
And Josh gets a pocket on Leslie there.
2, 1.
Second round, Josh going with that heavy tilted launch all day, like I mentioned.
2-2.
It's now 2-all. Leslie with the Phoenix Wing, Josh with the Wizard Rod. Josh takes the point on the reshuffle here.
3, 2, 1.
And Josh manages to pocket Leslie there and take the victory. We now have Jonathan versus Jamie.
2, 1.
Both of these bladers have had a very good outing up to this point so far. But Jonathan takes the lead in the start of this battle.
3, 2, 1.
Second blades here. I believe it's a Wizard Rod versus a Cobalt Dragoon. A quick double X dash around the stadium. And Jamie gets the pocket on Jonathan, flipping this match on its head.
3, 2, 1.
Third blades here. Jonathan with the Pegasus, Jamie with the Wizard Rod. Who manages to avoid those early attacks from the Pegasus there. As we head into Rod territory here, and Jamie takes another point. He just needs a point to steal it now. But each player goes with Wizard Rod. I'm assuming Jonathan did that in anticipation of the rod off, to try and keep himself in this round. Which he manages to do. It's now 3-2. It's a goon off now. Both Cobalt Dragoons being used in this battle. Jonathan there with the black one. In the end, it was a very, very tight one. But I called it as 3-3 in the end. I can't remember if I looked at the footage or not. But it was very, very tight, I must admit. A few early missed extreme dashes from Jonathan there. Jamie trying to hold out here. But doesn't manage to in the end, and Jonathan takes the victory. Very closely fought battle there. We now have myself versus Dan. We've got the Buster versus Rod at the start of this battle. And I managed to absorb those early hits. But it doesn't spare me from the pocket as Dan takes the 2-0 lead. Second blades here now, and the Phoenix Wing that hasn't really impressed me today. And it's got to try and do catch up for me here, but does nothing but lose. So yeah, I've now got a 3-0 deficit to come from behind from now. Come from behind from English, Tom. But I do manage to get the spin win there with the Silver Wolf, giving me a little bit of a lifeline. But probably a bad choice for me there, going with the Phoenix Wing. I get myself pocketed and Dan takes the victory. We now have Kane versus Simon.
2, 1.
And Simon gets the pocket on Kane there.
2, 1.
Yeah, Simon takes the victory there without any reply from Kane with another pocket in a very, very quick round there. We now have Jazz versus Jamie. Silver Wolf versus Aero Pegasus, I believe, here. We've seen that match up quite a few times today. But as Jamie said there, the approach from Jazz there was very aggressive as he takes the point there. Very aggressive start to that first battle anyway. He now widens the gap to 3 now. As we head towards a rod off here, Jamie really, really needs a point here to try and keep himself in this match. Which he manages to do as he gets a pocket on Jazz, now only trailing by the 1 point. Jazz though going with the Wizard Rod against the Cobalt Dragoon here. Cobalt Dragoon, the natural answer to Wizard Rod, so this should be an interesting little battle here. Can Jazz take the victory, or will Jamie take it with the Dragoon here? So we know Dragoon can outspin Rod, and does manage to in this particular occasion. Now Jamie can use his Wizard Rod now. Here's Jazz's Aero Pegasus. Things looking like this should be in Jamie's favour here, but Pegasus is a very, very competitive Beyblade and has been delivering results today. But Jamie takes the victory there. Well, sorry, takes the 4th point. Sorry, we're in top cut here now. So top 4 is to 7 points. So I don't know what I was talking about for the first half of this battle. But yeah, I give the point to Jazz there, just about outspinning Jamie there. So it's 4 apiece now. As this looks like it's heading towards a spin finish, but for who? Jamie manages to get the spin win there though. He only needs 2 points to see this out now. We have a Rod off here. Jazz with the gold one, Jamie with the green one. Big heavy hits there though. But Jazz manages to level things off. It's now Jamie's Silver Wolf against Jazz's Cobalt Dragoon. And Jazz gets the extreme finish on Jamie and books himself a place in the final. We've got Jonathan and Josh now in the second top 4 match. So congratulations to the pair of them for making it this far forward. Obviously I managed to miss out on top cut this week, but it is what it is. Jonathan takes the first point though here, as we head into a Rod off here. Again, I feel like I've been saying that quite a lot today, as I'm sure you know with anybody that covers tournaments. I can imagine they do the same quite often. But Jonathan takes the spin victory there. It's now 2-0 to him.
3, 2, 1.
Josh going with the Cobalt Dragoon here against Jonathan's Aero Pegasus. Who misses a few X dashes there, unfortunately. But he does manage to outspin Josh in the end, as he widens the gap to 3. Rod versus Dragoon here. And Josh gets his first point on the board in this battle.
3, 2, 1.
And Josh manages to pull it back to 3-3 after being 3-0 down there with the pocket there.
2, 1.
Pegasus versus Dragoon here, I believe now. And Josh manages to pocket Jonathan's Pegasus, which jumps back out. It's a good thing Jonathan didn't go to grab his bay in the end, as it did jump straight back out. And he did manage to actually even pull the victory out there, which is even more impressive than the little jump out of the pocket, to be quite honest. That's why you should never ever rush to go grab your bay out of a pocket, because there is always that chance that you will jump back out. 4-4 now though, in a very, very tight battle in this top 4 cut match. And Jonathan takes the lead here. He just needs 2 points now. Pegasus versus Dragoon, I believe, again. And Jonathan gets the extreme finish on Josh in the end, unfortunately for young Josh. Well, a great showing from him today, making the semi-final. We move into the final now, then we have Jazz versus Jonathan. And Jonathan takes the first point there. Second battle, Dragoon versus Wizard Rod. As we know, this could go either way, but a big burst sees Jazz take the lead here.
3, 2, 1.
Going into the third blades here, and we've got a Pegasus versus Wizard Rod, and Jonathan gets the pocket on that Wizard Rod there, flipping this tyre on its head. I also did miss a round out, by the way, guys, so if you're wondering why it says 3-3, it's because Jazz managed to get a spin win. I've had a few issues with storage, so there's been a couple of times where I've had to literally physically delete some stuff to make space. Jazz now makes it 4-3. Unfortunately, it just seemed like it happened in the final. But Jazz gets the extreme finish on Jonathan in the end and takes the victory. And that just about wraps it up for this week, guys. Huge congratulations to Jazz on his victory today. Thanks so much for the Nottingham lot showing up this week and checking us out. They were a competitive bunch, so they really had to, they really made us Derby lot raise our game. But yeah, thank you very much to those guys for turning up, as well as our returning players with Josh and Simon, as well as our regulars as usual. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this sort of content. We will be releasing weekly tournament videos like this one, so stay tuned for more. But for now, guys, bye bye.